In Greek mythology, we're told the story of Atalanta, who was left on the mountain by her father when she was a new baby because her father wanted a boy. A bear came along and nursed her and raised her and kept her safe. But several years later, some hunters came by and found her and took her back to civilization to be raised and educated. She grew into a very strong and very beautiful, intelligent young woman, and men fell in love with her from all around the world. They fell in love at first sight and always came to ask for her hand in marriage. There was only one problem. Atalanta hated men, but because they kept coming from everywhere and bugging her, she finally decided to have a contest to settle the matter once and for all. Because she ran faster than any other human being, she made it a running contest. She announced that she would marry any man who would beat her in a race. But any man that she beat in a race would be killed. How would you like to run in a race like that? Every time a man would race her, she would let him get way ahead of her, and then she would run with all of her strength. And just before he crossed the finish line, she'd take out a dagger and stab him. Beautiful story, isn't it? Well, after several attempts by brave and foolish men, a man named Melaineon went to one of his gods for advice. The god told him what to do and gave him 3 golden apples. On the day of the race, Melaineon wore a small pouch with 3 golden apples in it. Atalanta let him get way far ahead of her like she had all the others before him. And then when he was getting close to the finish line, she started running with all of her strength. And just as she ran up to him and was about to stab him, he reached into his pouch and dropped a golden apple. And of course, the gold immediately caught her attention, and she looked down and she stopped to pick it up. Melaineon continued to run closer and closer to the finish line. And so once again, she gathered up her strength and ran as fast as she could. And as he was getting closer to the finish line, she took out her dagger and was about to stab him when he reached down and took the other golden apple and dropped it on the ground. Once again, the gold distracted her, and she reached down and picked it up. And now Melaineon is off closer than ever to the finish line, and she runs with all of her strength while holding the 2 golden apples. And just before he's about to cross the finish line, she catches up, takes out the dagger, and is about to stab him when he drops the 3rd golden apple on the ground. And she gets distracted by the gleaming gold and once again stoops to pick it up as Melaineon crosses the finish line. He won the race, and he won the prize of Atalanta as his wife. My question for you today is, what are your golden apples? What are those things, those good things that are distracting you from running the race that God has set before you?